In December 1977, the world said goodbye to Charlie Chaplin, a man whose work had brought laughter and reflection to millions. He was laid to rest in a small cemetery in Coursières-sur-Vevey, Switzerland, near the home where he had spent his final years. For a time, all was quiet. But only a few months later, a shocking crime turned his serene resting place into the center of international attention. It began on a cold March night in 1978. Under the cover of darkness, two men crept into the cemetery. They carried shovels, their breath clouding in the chilly air as they worked feverishly to unearth the coffin. These men, Roman Wardas, a refugee from Poland, and Gansko Ganov, a Bulgarian, had hatched a plan they believed was foolproof. The next morning, when cemetery workers discovered the empty grave, word spread like wildfire. Oona Chaplin, Charlie's widow, was devastated but calm. Then came the phone call. The thieves demanded $600,000 in exchange for the return of the body. Oona, resolute and with a characteristic sharpness inherited from years at Chaplin's side, refused to pay. The police were quickly involved, launching an intense investigation. The story captured global headlines, the bizarre theft of a cinematic legend's body shocking and fascinating the public in equal measure. Authorities worked tirelessly, tracking the ransom calls and searching for leads. Meanwhile, the thieves, convinced their plan was unraveling, began to panic. Wardas and Ganov made repeated calls to Oona, hoping to pressure her into paying. Each time, she stood firm. The police used these calls to zero in on their location, eventually tracing them to a village nearby. Acting swiftly, they raided the hideout. There, they found Chaplin's coffin, remarkably intact and unscathed. The men were arrested and confessed to the crime. Their motivations were as pitiable as they were audacious. Wardas, the mastermind, claimed he had hoped the money would pull him out of financial ruin. Despite the ordeal, Oona displayed an extraordinary measure of grace. She chose not to press charges, reasoning that the men's desperation was punishment enough. Charlie Chaplin's body was reburied in the same cemetery, but this time beneath a layer of concrete to deter any future attempts at theft. The bizarre episode became a footnote in his incredible life story, a strange, darkly comic twist that seemed almost fitting for a man whose work often reflected the absurdities of human existence. As time passed, the tale of the stolen body faded into history, eclipsed by the enduring legacy of Chaplin's films. Yet, for those who remember, it stands as a curious reminder of the peculiar ways in which fame lingers, even beyond the grave.